Good Friday afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here's what we have for your news at noon. First, one of the most noticeable impacts of this week's weather, other than the roads, is garbage piling up on the curbs. Now, sanitation crews have plenty of ground to make up to get back on schedule. Plus, due to the recent winter weather, Liberty Utilities is asking for customers to help with water conservation in some areas across Arkansas. And ahead of Tuesday's primary in New Hampshire, Nikki Haley looks to position herself as Trump's alternative. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says his focus is now on South Carolina. More on all of that soon, but first we have to talk about it. We made it to the end of the week, Nathan, and I hope I'm not feeling alone. This has been the longest weeks of week history. It dragged out as long as it could. What can we expect going into the weekend?
It seems like that has been the case, Jurnee. Good afternoon to you. We have a new fresh batch of Arctic air that has made its way in here from the north and northwest. It is cold out there, so if you're going to be out and about this afternoon, make sure you bundle up. Temperature 34 degrees. It's 25 in Clinton, 35 in Hot Springs, 41 though in Camden. And these numbers are primarily going to stay steady or drop a couple degrees as the day wears on. Those winds, they're not messing around. They're coming in from the north-northwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So this is what it feels like out there. It feels like 5 right now in Fayetteville. It feels like 23 in Little Rock, and it feels like 24 in Pine Bluff. Temperatures holding steady or dropping through the rest of the afternoon, so most locations will end up into the 20s through the rest of the day. Here's what you can expect for the weekend. We stay below freezing on Saturday, into the mid-30s on Sunday with increasing clouds, and look at what this model is producing Sunday night into Monday. That is pink, and that is ice. Our confidence in freezing rain for parts of Arkansas for your Monday morning commute continues to go up. I'll have more on that potential and how long this chance of ice will be sticking around throughout your Monday coming up.
Nathan, thank you. New at noon, trash pickup trucks finally began to roll out today in many cities. There's 2 cities where garbage trucks will not run today. Trash and recycling collection in the city of Little Rock will be suspended today. Now they are advising residents who have additional trash to place extra garbage and bags at curbside to be collected on the next scheduled pickup. Now you're looking at video from North Little Rock, and they began their trash pickup again today. Sherwood Public Works Department has also canceled services for today. However, they have 3 locations for garbage drop-off throughout the city. You can find that on the city's Facebook. Now taking a closer look at a critical blood shortage in Arkansas. With the weather we're seeing now, our Blood Institute says it has an emergency level. For the last week, they've been sending out more blood to hospitals than they've been getting from donors. As a result, their usual 5 or 6 day supply has now fallen to just a 2-day supply. Now they're encouraging all healthy adults to go donate as soon as they feel like it's safe to get out on the road.
1 hour of your time can impact up to 3 lives. This is the truth. It is a miracle that happens every single day.
They tell us their hours have been extended to make it easier for folks to work a blood donation into their schedules. You can book an appointment if you like, although walk-ins are welcome. Successful donors get a t-shirt. Now, if you live in or near Conway and want to donate blood, the police department is also co-hosting a blood drive with OBI. They will be at the First United Methodist Church. Doors just open at noon, and they'll be there until 5 p.m. The church is located on Prince Street in Conway. Now that we've made it above freezing and the ice is melting, more people are noticing leaking pipes. Homeowners and businesses are finding minor floods, and one of those is HB's Barbecue. They're cleaning up after the restaurant's pipes froze, and the manager says she checked on the restaurant consistently during the freezing weather to try and prevent this from happening, but she still says left with some sitting water. The combination of icy roads and the frozen pipes caused them to close. However, they plan to reopen Monday after being closed all week. And in Jefferson County, people could see decreased water pressure as a result of leaking pipes in high demand. Liberty Utilities advising them to conserve after the water pressure dropped, now affecting businesses like Pine Bluff Cycle and Marine Supercenter. Jefferson County Regional Medical Center also saw a decline in water flow.
Volunteer firefighters bring the pumper trucks to hook up to the hospital to actually pump water into the hospital at an adequate pressure rate so the hospital can continue to function.
Liberty Utilities tells us they have regained more water pressure and are nearing normal consumption. They're also working to strengthen the infrastructure for future extreme inclement weather conditions. Ahead of next week's New Hampshire primary, the leading Republican candidates are campaigning in the Granite State. They're also scheduled to make multiple campaign stops today to deliver last-minute pitches. Natalie Brand has more.
The fact that Donald Trump's lying.
It's crunch time for candidates in the Granite State.
I hear you're running again.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley got an early start Friday, mingling with voters at a coffee shop, hoping that New Hampshire solidifies her place as the alternative to former President Trump.
DeSantis and Trump are way out for me. They were never in. They were actually never in.
Mary Ellen Molyneux showed up to hear from Haley. New Hampshire allows independents to vote in the primary, and she's considering changing her registration to be able to participate.
I'm close to feeling confident about her in terms of my vote. I'm a registered Democrat, but I feel like I will change my party to independent.
Trump railed against New Hampshire's rules on Fox News' Hannity show, saying it artificially props up Haley.
They're going to vote for her because they don't want to run against me. They want to run against her.
George Washington University professor Todd Belt says allowing independents to vote in the primary better reflects who's more electable in November.
It's not a perfect picture of America, but it's a closer picture than Iowa.
What's at stake in New Hampshire?
Whether or not Nikki Haley can really pull away. I think that if we see Donald Trump come in below 50%, then that's going to indicate that there's a lot of Republicans who are looking for someone else.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in New Hampshire today.
Hello, South Carolina!
But he shifted resources to South Carolina, where he'll campaign this weekend. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
On Capitol Hill, Congress voting to avoid a partial government shutdown, which was set to take effect on Saturday at 12:01 a.m. Some of the right voted against the short-term plan, meaning House Speaker Mike Johnson needed help from House Democrats to pass the bill. Passing the short-term bill gives Democrat and Republican negotiators time to work on the bigger spending bill, which includes strengthening border security in exchange for aid to Israel and Ukraine.
Because both sides have worked together, the government will stay open, services will not be disrupted, we will avoid a needless disaster.
Some House Republicans are strongly resisting aid for Ukraine, but other GOP members say it's critical. Happening today in Little Rock, AR Connect is hosting a meeting focused on expanding Arkansas's online connectivity. The organization Skills and Opportunity Plan. It aims to give Arkansans the skills and technology to succeed in today's digital economy. They'll also discuss the BEAD Challenge process, which determines where to direct federal funds to expand broadband access. If you want to give input on where the money should go or learn more about the program, the meeting is from 3 to 5 at the Little Rock Library Cox building. We'll meet the robots that are joining the workforce soon. Coming up, a look at Apollo and other new technology giving businesses a helping hand. Nathan?
It's a sunny and cold Friday around central Arkansas, but we will stay dry today and also for most of the weekend. Then things start to get more interesting Sunday night into Monday with the threat of ice moving into the natural state. More on that potential event next.